Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In my previous video, I have explained about the static inventory file, how you can use the inventory file, how you can put the server entries inside it. In this particular video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can manage the Ansible configuration file ansible.cfg. So as you know, by default ansible.cfg is /etc ansible.cfg. This is the global configuration file by default for the Ansible. The behavior of the Ansible installation can be customized by modifying setting housed in Ansible configuration file. Ansible will select its configuration from one of the several location on the control node. So there are multiple locations where you can put the Ansible, but you have to understand where to store the ansible.cfg. So by default there is a /etc ansible.cfg. So the Ansible package provide a base configuration file located at this location, right? So this is the default location of ansible.cfg. This file will be used if no further configuration is found. It means if you are running the Ansible command or Ansible-playbook command and there is no Ansible.cfg found, by using that particular command it will use /etc ansible.cfg by default. But if you would like to customize it, you can use this location. So this is the location is the user home directory, and remember that it's a hidden file. So the user, like in my system I am using the same user account. So if I am running the Ansible command and this system has the ansible.cfg as a hidden file in the user home, so my Ansible will use that particular file instead of using ansible.cfg. Let me out from here. I'm going to use the /temp directory, for example, and I'm going to use ansible -- version, so it will display which of the configuration file you are using as of now. So it says you are using /etc ansible.cfg, right? Okay, let me create a particular file inside the user home, and remember that it's a hidden, not a regular file, it's a hidden file. So if you create this particular file inside it and you have put it some values like default section, and here you can put here inventory equal to inventory, for example, and now if you check which of the configuration file is used, this is. So by default it will go to /etc ansible.cfg, and the user who is executing the Ansible command, if that user has a ansible.cfg in their home directory as a hidden file, it will use that one instead of using /etc ansible.cfg. So this is the second location. So Ansible look for ansible.cfg in a user home directory. This configuration will be used instead of this if it exists, and if there is no ansible.cfg in the current working directory. This is the third location, the current working directory. The current working directory location is right now, like I am in a temp directory here, and I don't have any ansible.cfg inside this directory. So when I check ansible - version, it will say you are using your home. But what will happen if I copy this one, or not the copy, let me create here ansible.cfg here, oops, this, and I put it some entry default section inventory equal to like hosts, save and quit. And if I do the Ansible this, and it says still you are using, oh okay, is a world writable, that's why is not considering, it's ignoring that one. Okay, let me delete this one from here. So I have a particular location, go to the Ansible. So I am here, so I have the file ansible.cfg. one file is /etc ansible.cfg. another file is /home sam.ansible.cfg, and another one is called in my current working directory. You can see here this ansible.cfg, right? So if I use the command ansible dash version, so which file is going to pick? So it says right now I'm using this one. Okay, /home sam ansible dash demo. This is my current location, you can check. So there are three locations. By default it will use /etc ansible.cfg. in the second location it will check this your home directory, and third location it will check your current working directory from where you are executing the Ansible commands, right? So the sequence is, when I have executed the command Ansible, so it will check, do you have the Ansible in this particular Ansible configuration in this particular directory? If yes, it will start using it. If not, it will go to the user home directory. If is there any .ansible.cfg in this particular user home directory? If yes, Ansible will use this particular configuration. If not, Ansible will go to the default configuration here. So this is the sequence. Okay, there is another way. Suppose you have a multi environment where you have set up the multi projects for the Ansible, and you want to be sure that doesn't matter I am inside the current working directory, or I mean the home directory or somewhere, I want to always use this particular configuration. So let's have a one demo. So I am just creating a one directory, name is called temp, and suppose this is the ABC, this is the directory, and inside this directory I created a one particular file ansible.cfg, and here I mention defaults inventory equal to suppose hosts, save and quit. And now I want to point this particular file. So here you can check, there is a module, environment variable which you can use, and the environment variable is called Ansible config. So if you have this environment variable set up, so let me put here export environment variable equal to, and this is the value. Done. We can check it, echo, oops, yeah, and now I'm on the same location here, you can check it, and I do also have the ansible.cfg in this particular location, and when I check ansible dash version, and which file is going to be used, this is the global, doesn't matter you are in /bin, you can still use this one. So the sequence is, whenever you are going to execute a command, first it will check ansible_config variable. If the variable is set with a value, Ansible will start using that particular config file. Otherwise Ansible will go for current working directory. Do you have the Ansible in this current working directory from where you are executing the Ansible command? If not, then it will go to user home directory. If a still is not available, then it will use /etc ansible dot cfg. So these are the 4 locations where you can manage your ansible.cfg. Remember that the sequence is this: first, your environment variable; second, your current working directory; third is called user home directory, but note that the file should be in hidden format; and fourth is the default. This is called default, right? So this is the way you can manage your file. So user can make the different configuration file by placing them into different directories and then execute the Ansible command. So if you have set up the Ansible underscore config environment variable, so it means your Ansible always will use the value from this environment variable. Doesn't matter you are in the location where your ansible.cfg is available or not. So these are the ways you can use. And sometime, if you are working in the multi environment, like your dev, test, prod, or dev, UAT, prod, or you have multiple environments, sometime is a very confusing things, like which ansible.cfg you are using. So always is a good idea to use the command ansible space dash dash version. So here you can use this command and it will display clearly this is the particular location from where I'm using the ansible.cfg file. So you can be sure like this. So this is the way. Inside the Ansible configuration, as you know, we have pointed some like lines. Inventory. So inventory means which file you want to use to provide the host list, which is going to be managed by the Ansible. So this is the line. We need to enable this one. It could be a full path, it could be a relative path, it depends on you. The forks, like number of server and a one time execution. So you can see we have provided here inventory, then we have supplied the remote user. So remote user means the remote user account used to establish connection to manage host. So by default it will try to use the user which is logged in on the control node. So in my case it's the same user. So if you have not specified remote user inside your ansible.cfg file, by default Ansible will use the same user to connect to your remote host. Here we have enabled the become. So here you can see here we have enabled the become. Become means true. So we are executing all these commands by using a DevOps user, which is a regular user, but we have assigned sudo privileges for this user. So this user can get the privileges of the root, means can change the ID. So become is true, so it means yes. Become method is sudo, so yes, he can use the sudo. And become user, yes, he can be a root user, and while using the sudo it will the system will not ask the password, because by default sudo has the policy to provide your own identity to prove, so you have to provide the password. So these parameters we have pass inside this particular ansible.cfg. I hope the concept of this particular ansible.cfg file is clear to you, and how you can manage the ansible.cfg file for different environment. For example, you have the dev, you have the test, you have the prod. So you can create the ansible.cfg for the dev servers, for the prod server, and for the test server separately, and you can go to that particular directly and execute the commands. So they will be using their settings. So like this you can manage your ansible.cfg configuration file for your all of the environments. I hope the concept is clear to you. If you have any question, please comment on the video, and if you don't have, please move on to my next video. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.